I'm Marcy Barron, and this is Mondays with Marcy. I'm your homeward bound guide to everything 5D living. I can't wait to share with you tips and tools to guide your personal transformation so that you can live a life that thrills you. Hello, and welcome to this week's Mondays with Marcy. I am Marcy Barron, your host. So today we're talking about peace. And how do you define peace? My definition of peace is surrendering to what is. It's as simple and it's as difficult as that. And I'm going to repeat it. My definition of peace is surrendering to what is. So when we have resistance, and resistance meaning wanting it to be different from how it actually is, this is what causes our suffering. And there can be pain which we are trying to avoid at all costs. So that is when we suffer, is when we go into resistance. But if we could just allow ourselves to experience whatever it is we're feeling, to be with it and not push it away or want it to be any different, the pain can give you its message and move on. It's just trying to communicate with you. And everyone is just trying to avoid pain, no matter what. So our outside world is a reflection of our inside world. And the war that we wage inside becomes the war that is reflected on the outside. And there are a lot of people in conflicts. There are a lot of countries in conflicts. There are a lot of leaders in conflicts. It's all over the place. And you might feel helpless in the state of the world right now with all that's going on. There's so much going on, and we are inundated with all of these messages and this fear. But I want you to know that you have more power than you think. Okay? So what if you decided to declare peace within yourself right now, and then you can let that ripple out into the world? And what if you decided to stop judging, condemning, pushing away, discounting, minimizing, blaming, hiding, rationalizing within yourself? And that's hard because that's what our ego does. It just constantly doing all of those things. But what if you could finally be at peace with all that is, even if it's uncomfortable, if it outright sucks, or fills you with fear of the future? And so much of our pain shows up as anxiety, which is fear projected into the future. And I see so many clients and so many people living with constant anxiety. And if in every single moment where you feel the resistance, and if you could return to the present moment and allow yourself to just be with what is and relax right there, this is a life-changing process, and it might be something that you might need to do 100 times a day, especially if there's a big war waged within you. And I recently had a session with a client who's moving across the country soon. And she said to me, I will be better once I know everything is going to be okay. And I said to her, everything's going to be okay once you are okay with what's happening in every single moment. You never get to the point where everything's going to be okay. You think you are, but you're not. You have to be okay with what is happening now. And all of those nows will get you to the okay future. Right? So how do we do that? So I'm going to give you a little process. It's called the peace process. And so do this process with me now. I want you to bring into your mind something that you wish was different than how it is. Now, it could be your health, a relationship, your job, what's going on in the world, money, anything, your physical body, whatever, something that you wish was different than how it is. One thing. And I want you now to acknowledge what feels uncomfortable about it. And now just let yourself feel that sensation in your body. Notice, where is the tightening? Where is the tingling? Where is the pain? So for my client, when she thinks about moving, it's in her neck and her shoulders. And I want you to hone in. Where does it live? Where is the most intensive spot? And I want you to take one finger and find the focal point. I want you to bring all of your presence there. So for my client, it was one spot on the back of her neck. And I want you to give that place, that epicenter of your pain, of your discomfort, a number, 1 to 10. And I want you to now, just with your finger there, feel into the feeling without fixing, without analyzing, without pushing it away. It's like a child that's having a tantrum and you keep trying for it not to have its tantrum. But eventually you just have to surrender to it fully. And it might be scary for you to look at this. It might be scary for you to feel this. Just ride it out. Be there with it. You might sweat, you might shake, or nothing at all. But give yourself the presence of what your body is speaking to you. And if you can, close your eyes and call into your mind that situation that you wish could be different again. So again, tune into the body. Where do you feel it most? Maybe it moved now. Connect with this physical sensation. Bring full attention there and let yourself feel it. And you're going to do a finger follow. You're going to move that finger right on the most intense spot. And if it needs to move, move. And if you need to breathe, breathe. It might get louder or softer. It may move or it may stay in the same place. Just be present with it. And given that what we resist persists, by giving it our full attention and allowing it to just be here the way that it is, it can move. Right? It's like if you were to see a baby crying, you're not going to shove it in the closet. You're going to be okay with the baby expressing itself. So just stay right there. Love on this part just like you love the best parts of you. Love on this part just like you love the joyful parts of you. Let it know that you are just here to be with it. And breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. And stay out of your mind. Just feel the feeling. Perfect. Have no resistance to it being here. Just feeling the feeling. Letting this feeling know we're not here to change it or make it go away. Just being here with it. Perfect. Stay there. Just feeling the feeling. You're doing great. Letting it know there's nothing else to do, nowhere to go. You are just here to acknowledge, accept it, and love it as it is. Making peace with what is. And if you move your finger, follow it along. You're doing a great job following it. You're staying with it. You're honoring this feeling. It has wanted your attention for so long. Can you honor it? Can you feel it? Can you be with it? Now, from that initial 1 to 10, as you're following it, I want you to think of a number that it is now. Did it go up? Did it go down? Did it stay the same? Feel that number, be with that number, and honor its intensity. Letting it know you are right here and just feeling it. Beautiful, staying with it. Let the sensation know it can go higher or lower or stay as it is. If you could stay in the eye of the storm, the most intense spot, this is how you make peace with what is. And notice what's happening now. Give it a number. A lower number, higher number. Even if it's lower, give it the same presence, the same love, and just be with it. Sometimes with the lower numbers, we want it to be done with. And we're like, all right, just go. I want you to go to 0. We are just here to be present with it exactly where it is. And that's hard. And I'm proud of you if you're still with me. Stay there. Good. Keep with it. Stay with it. And just notice what number you are now. You know, we become so cerebral and we're in our head and out of the body. And it's so important to just get back into the body, feeling the feeling. Your pain, your discomfort, your symptoms are trying to communicate with you. And if you can just listen to it, you're going to make peace with what is. Take a breath and let it out. And just keep following it. Just keep staying with it. Just keep honoring it. Moving your finger to where it needs to go. And if you are at a 0, you can stop. And if you are still at a higher number, stay with it. Keep witnessing it. Keep giving it presence. Keep loving on it exactly as it is. Take a breath and let it out. And if you would like, you could go back and rewind this podcast to keep following it as I encourage you. And if you've come to a 0, you might want to take out a piece of paper or in your phone or a voice memo and just notice, wow, the place I hold for my client, my fear around moving is in my neck. And just be okay that it's trying to communicate with you. I hope that was helpful. If you think this could be of help to someone else, please pass it on. Thank you, and see you next time. Bye. That's it for this week's episode of Mondays with Marcy. Be sure to subscribe to my newsletter at marcybaronclears.com. I also would love for you to follow me on your favorite podcasting app so that you don't miss a single episode. I'm Marcy Baron, and thanks for listening. I am so grateful you are here.